We greet you from Milwaukee this afternoon for Chicago Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. Cubs fans have certainly invaded Miller Park this week, and it's the rubber game. Cubs and Brewers coming up in a few minutes. Great to have you with us today, Jim DeShays and Len Casper. The Cubs had won 7 in a row against the Brewers, but Travis Shaw, who had really struggled against Cubs pitching last night, drove in all their runs.
Yeah, just about everybody in the Brewers club has struggled against Cubs pitching this year. But Shaw, obviously a very important piece in the middle of their batting order. Kind of an underrated guy, but he can really swing it. He's at 14 home runs this year. 2 out of 3 with 4 driven in last night. You see what he had done in the previous 9. He was just 2 out of 31 with 2 batted in.
Shaw has been a big part of their offense here the last couple of years, and he's in the lineup today against left-hander Mike Montgomery. So that first column is what you saw last night, but previously the Cubs had just dominated them.
Yeah, and mostly because of pitching. The Cubs have not scored a lot of runs in the season series against the Brewers, but they pitched lights out. A starter's ERA of 0.60, and the Brewers hitting just 136 against them prior to last night's game.
Take a quick break. When we return, we will preview the pitching matchup. Cubs and Brewers, a battle for first place in the Central.
Join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Lexus. Experience amazing. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. Volkswagen. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer or VWDealer.com for the Volkswagen dealer near you. And by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Just minutes away from the first pitch today as we dig into the starting pitching matchup. Left-hander Mike Montgomery will make his 4th start. He's been in for Yu Darvish, and he has been Not perfect, but pretty close.
Yeah, he's been outstanding filling in for Darvish. He's a ground ball guy, gets more ground balls as a percentage than any pitcher in Major League Baseball. So not a lot of strikeouts typically from Montgomery, but curveballs down, changeup, everything works to the ground for Montgomery, and he's been outstanding. 10 starts since July 19th of last year, 6-2 with a 2.05. He's up against Jhoulys Chacín. You see his numbers last time out at Philly, 6 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs. He's having a nice year, though. The Brewers are 11-3 in his 14 starts.
First time the Cubs will face Chacín here in 2018. It's been an interesting series, and the winner today will take 2 out of 3. Cubs and Brewers coming up from Milwaukee next. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. What a day. And our umpiring crew, headed by Jim Reynolds, the crew chief. He'll work home plate. That's Bruce Dreckman, who wears number 1 at first. Ben May is at second, and Mike Estabrook over at third. Quick turnaround. 4-0 Milwaukee last night. The Cubs are off tomorrow, and then after that they'll play on 17 consecutive days, including 11 on the road. So get your rest tomorrow, JD.
Yeah, it's time to put the feet up for a little bit and get ready to get after it. And that's part of the reason why Chris Bryant is not in the lineup today. Joe talking earlier saying he looked like he was a little fatigued, so he gets the 2-for-1 with the off day today and then the off day on the schedule tomorrow.
So the Brewers take the field behind veteran right-hander Jhoulys Chacín. Chris Bryant has gone through a little slump here, 0 for his last 15, striking out a bit more often than usual, but maybe he'll get a big pinch hit at bat later on today. Let's check out the Cubs Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Ben Zobrist will play second base today. The hot Jason Hayward in right batting second. Tommy La Stella gets the start at third for Chris. Rizzo at first. Ian Happ with his first action of the series. Kyle Schwarber in left. Javier Baez playing short. Chris Jimenez the catcher. Mike Montgomery the pitcher batting ninth.
Brewers defensively this afternoon. Kane in center. He's one of the best in the business. He's got Yelich on one side, Braun on the other. Shaw, Arcia, Perez, Aguilar third to first. Eric Kratz, the journeyman, gets another start behind the plate. Jhoulys Chacín, 30-year-old right-hander from Venezuela, out there on the mound with a 5-1 record and a 3.58 earned run average. and good in this ballpark this year with a 279. He pitched against the Cubs last year with the Padres, 6 innings, a 2-run ball. That was the first time the Cubs had seen him since 2012, and here's what they'll be dealing with today. Fastball, he'll sink it and throw the four-seamer. Sinker's typically more than the four-seamer, but that elevated four-seamer has been an effective pitch for him as well. Leans heavily on that slider. You see third highest usage in Major League Baseball. Change and curve occasionally.
Cubs are 8-2 against the Brewers this season, snapping a 7-game winning streak with the loss last night. And it's switch hitting Ben Zobrist to lead it off.
His first plate appearance ever against CHN.
And a strike called. Fastball at 91 to get us started.
Yeah, CHN not a hard thrower. Average fastball velocity right around 90 miles per hour.
Tap foul by Zoe. 77 degrees.
Some baseball weather.
Oh, it's
right?
great.
Sunny sky. And a day where you might double up on the brats.
That means you might double up on the brats.
Can't. It's not good for you.
Two strikes to Zobrist.
You'll notice with the switch hitters and the lefties, Joe leaning heavily to the left side of the plate against CHN, and makes perfect sense. Lefties hitting 275 against him. Right-handed batters just 187.
Driven out into deep right center, and it will be run down by Yelich. So Zobrist gave it a ride, but that's the first out.
Talked about that high four-seam fastball. It's been an effective pitch for him. His ground ball rate is down significantly, so a little change in approach, I'm guessing. More elevated fastballs than probably he has used in the past. This is a very good defender. And despite his ground ball rate being down and the fly ball rate up, so you would think more home runs. That's not been the case. He's only allowed 6 home runs all year.
0-1 on Jason Hayward. Digging into some StatCast stuff today, his hard hit rate is way up. 31% of the balls he hit would be considered hard hit his first 2 years with the Cubs, and it's at 43% this season. Major League average for a left-handed hitter is about 36%.
And that's I believe that's an exit velocity of 95 miles per hour or more to qualify as a hard hit. Now so that's one piece of it. He's hitting the ball in the air a little bit more, but it seems to me most of the hard hit contact is on the ground on the pull side or line drive to left. And that's, I looked the other day, he was hitting 444 when he puts it in play to the opposite field. And if you just you just kind of anecdotally think about the season he's had, and he's done a lot of damage left field, left center.
Paul Goldschmidt finally heating up after a slow start. One, two, and he struck him out. It's the slider.
Yeah.
Brings up Tommy La Stella, looking for his first home run, making his 13th start of the season. Ground ball sneaks past Shaw and into left. La Stella with a 2-out single.
Big believer in the take what they give you approach to hitting. This is a two-seamer down and away. Slaps it past Shaw, gives Rizzo a chance.
Anthony went hitless last night. He ended an 8-game RBI streak. The game-winning homer in the 11th on Monday. And he's 5 for 10 with a couple of homers against Chassin. Short lead by La Stella. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. A bright day. You see Anthony's got the eye black on. Other guys will be wearing sunglasses.
Some of them will even be wearing them on their eyes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not on their caps. Early Lexus Run Predictor brought to you by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. A low percentage here unless Rizzo can get a hold of one. One and two. So far it's been a pretty good pickup for the Brewers. Chassin was the Padres' best starter last year. 13 wins, a .389, and turned that into a 2-year contract. And he's unbeaten over his last actually 11 starts. It's foul.
If La Stella were a base stealer, you might be tempted to run him here with Anthony down in the count. Less inclined to do so if the hitter's got a hitter's count, because he's much more likely to slug. Tommy not being a base stealer, it's probably not going to happen. Understand the reasoning behind it. Even if he gets thrown out, then you've got Rizzo with a fresh count.
Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Chassin in the first. Brewers coming up against Mike Montgomery. '27. Kane, Yelich, and Braun. 1, 2, 3. Aguilar, Shaw, Perez in the middle. Kratz homered in game 1. Arcia the shortstop. Chassin the pitcher.
Cubs defensively, it could be a quiet day for the boys out in the outfield. The Schwarber happened. Jason Hayward cover left, center, and right respectively. Typically a busy day for the infielders with Montgomery out there. Estella, Baez, Zobrist, Rizzo on the infield. Chris Jimenez behind the plate. And our Blue Cross Blue Shield starting pitcher is Mike Montgomery. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. The card to carry through it all. He's made 3 starts. He's 2-1 with a .356. He's also worked out of the bullpen on 18 occasions.
And a strike on low. Kane 0 for 4, but he scored 2 runs and engineered a terrific base running play that we talked about on the leadoff man. And he gave Rusty Kuntz, his former coach in Kansas City, credit for it. It's a play they had discussed for years, and he was finally able to pull it off. There's a 1-1 from Montgomery and a base hit to right. Kane is aboard. He's had a good series.
Kane with a good approach going the other way against Montgomery. You try to pull him, you might hit it on the ground. And you're going to see sinkers primarily with Montgomery in terms of his fastball, changeup, curveball, and slider or cut fastball. Changeup usage is up since he's moved into the rotation.
Kane always a threat to steal. 12 stolen bases, not running as Yelich takes a fastball for a strike.
You talked about Kane and having that play in his back pocket after talking to Rusty Kuntz years ago. Everybody in this game last night, both sides, should file that away, and that should be part of their thinking going forward. You see something like that.
Yep.
And my best guess is at some point along the way we might see Javi Baez try it.
And from the Cubs perspective, what really was messed up was the rundown between second and third. It took too long, and that's what allowed, it's close, that's what allowed Kane to make that maneuver.
Right, and with the rundown, when it starts to get extended, what happens is typically you don't want the pitcher involved in the play because they think we're going to mess it up. So Contreras runs down to third base to provide support. Rizzo wisely covers home, but that opened up first.
Kane got a big jump, and this play will have to be at first. Runner at second with 1 out.
Yeah, and a perfectly executed rundown. It's 1 or 2 throws, right? But this took multiple. Kane's reading the play, and you're going to see him take a quick peek over his left shoulder towards first base. Now, we didn't have it in that shot, but that's what he did. Saw nobody home there, and then seeking adulation from his people. Yes, Lorenzo have delivered.
Yeah, so Chatwood slows down because he's expecting Kane to meet Yelich at the bag at second, and then they call Yelich
right, and then
out.
you just tag them both, and then the umpire makes a call and you play on. But
Kane stumbled.
Yeah.
Able to maintain his balance. And Zobrist, former World Series teammates with Kansas City. Ryan Braun the batter, and he fouls straight back.
Brewers only .225 as a team against left-handed pitching this year. That's 30 points lower than what they've done against right-handed pitching.
There's already a final, and it's happened again. Jacob deGrom went 7 innings, gave up 1 run today, and he lost.
He's making a habit of that.
It keeps happening.
Yeah. Well,
2-0 Braves over the Mets. The Mets were held to 2 hits by Mike Soroka and company.
Yeah, he had a no-no going for a while. There he goes.
Kane on his way to third, and he makes it. His 13th stolen base.
Well, in case I haven't mentioned it, and that doesn't really apply in this situation, though, Montgomery being the extreme ground ball pitcher that he is, Craig Counsell's going to be looking to start base runners. That's what he did with Yelich up there. Stayed out of the double play, and now Kane takes advantage, swipes third. Early opportunity for the Brewers. Joe's
going to bring his infielders in. With a 1-2 count on Braun.
Braun's probably been better on breaking stuff than fastballs this year, and that happens to a lot of guys as they get older. Quite have the reaction time, the bat speed that they used to have.
Blocked by Jimenez. Theoretically, that sac fly zone for Braun, and he chased one in the dirt. Big strikeout for Montgomery. So 2 away.
The curveball swing and miss pitch for Mike. He doesn't rack up a lot of strikeouts, but he needed one there and he got it. Braun, even the veteran guys, not immune to that RBI-itis. Got a chance to drive in a run, expand the zone, trying to get something done.
Now, it didn't matter last night in a 4-0 win, but after Shaw's doubles, the Brewers were unable to get a guy in from third with less than 2 outs. And they're in jeopardy of missing an opportunity in the first inning today. Jesus Aguilar 0 for 3 in the series. Off to a very good start this season. Eric Thames just came back, missed 6 weeks on the DL with a thumb injury, but gotten really good production out of these 2 guys the last couple of years.
Old school slugger, isn't he?
Yeah.
Big dude, big body. Got really good hands, though. He doesn't just hit for power, he hits for average. That's where you feel the stress after the guy who has the opportunity with 1 out with the infield pulled in. When he doesn't deliver, there's a little anxiety for the next guy to pick up his teammate.
They're paying Thames and Aguilar combined about $5.5 million. Pretty good
that's
value.
good bang for the buck, yeah.
And $5 million of that made by Thames. Aguilar's right around league minimum. That's been the theme here. Made some really nice maneuvers. High in the air, deep, and Schwarber just enough room. So Montgomery escapes scoreless after an inning from Milwaukee.
Trey's last 3 birthdays. But today, we have a special surprise. Returning just this morning and reuniting with his family for the first time in nearly a year, Colonel Jay Morrison.
Great moment as the Morrisons were reunited today. So it's Colonel Jay Morrison and his family. And as you heard, he had missed his older son Trey's last 3 birthdays, but a surprise visit. Very emotional moment between innings.
I'm all for Klimt. That was really cool.
2 balls, no strikes on Ian Happ, playing center field today, batting 5th. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1.
Slider is big, isn't it? It's a real sweeper. No wonder he throws it 40% of the time.
Milwaukee has won 11 of his first 14 starts. I mentioned unbeaten in 11. Actually, his last 12 starts, he has not taken a loss. Sharply hit on the ground, backhanded by Perez, and he makes the play. Hey, Cub fans, check out the WGN Sports Game Zone to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape, pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. Here's Schwarber, hitless in his last 6 games.
He's going to get one today.
Okay, that's a prediction.
That's a big fly prediction. It's a curveball.
A pitch he does not throw that much.
Most guys look heater early, so it's a freebie, almost a free strike on 0-0 if you can find the zone.
Seen listed at 6'3", 215. Signed originally with the Rockies 2004. This is his 10th big league season.
Kyle's last home run came against the Mets back on June 1st. No, sir. So he likes that slide ball as his put away pitch, and that's something every Cub hitter will have in the back of his mind when he goes up there once he gets to 2 strikes.
And he got him with a slide step.
Yeah. Cub fans, celebrate your 4th of July with America's pastime at baseball's most majestic ballpark. The Cubs take on the Detroit Tigers. Interleague matchups July 3rd and 4th. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com. There will be pageantry. There will be fireworks. Well, there might not be fireworks, but there'll be pageantry. And there's
quick pitch.
That's a little quick pitch and in a good spot. Kyle, better down than up.
Inside to Javier Baez. Slow start to June, 4 out of 32. That's a 125 average. Tied for the team lead in RBIs with Anthony Rizzo. And that's going to find a gap. And he's got a 2-out double.
Talking with Joe the other day, and he said that he's been talking to Javi about a willingness to use the opposite field. He says when you start to use the whole field and you start to cut down on your swing with 2 strikes, you will become a superstar. The ball was in on him and he fought it off with authority.
They're at second base, 2 outs. It's the catcher Jimenez. Chris making his 5th start. It's coming up from AAA on May 26th. Ball 1.
But a lot of managers and hitting coaches will tell their guys, you know, the first 2 strikes are yours. If you're an aggressive guy, you like to take big swings, go ahead. But once you get to 2 strikes, now it's me. Take care of me and the team. You know, shorten the stroke, use the whole field. You don't want a guy like Javi becoming passive. Just tighten up the approach a little bit, and bigger things will come his way.
Kick, and the 2-0 is a called strike.
He's in the non-give-in mode here with the base open and Montgomery on deck. But you don't want to be too defensive. 2nd inning, 8-hole hitter up there. This lifetime batting average right around 220. So from the pitcher's point of view, you know, you're hoping to get this guy and have the pitcher starting the next inning.
Three and 1.
This is a little defensive. It's like it's so many times, you know, as a pitcher, you look back to certain starts and you second guess, why was I defensive to this guy in this situation of the game? I worked so hard to prevent 1 run. I set myself up to give up a big inning.
Baez trying to steal 3rd, and he gets in as Jimenez walks.
Talking about a high-risk play. 2 outs, the 8-hole hitter up there, and off he goes. That's one you better make it, and he did.
His 12th, so he has tied his career high set in 2016. Mike Montgomery takes outside. Both these pitchers have a home run. Mike hit his last year in Atlanta of R.A. Dickey. Chacin went deep 5 seasons ago as a Rocky against the Diamondbacks.
Aguilar not holding Jimenez on at first base, just shadowing him a little bit.
One and 2. Huge crowd. Looks like it'll be the largest of the series. How could it not be on a day like this? 2 best teams in the National League Central. Jimenez takes off and steals 2nd.
Yeah, the Cubs felt pretty assured there that they would not throw through with 2 strikes on Montgomery and Baez on 3rd base.
5th career steal for Chris. Cubs have been running a lot more lately. Tap foul.
Hey, you know what he can do here?
What's that?
Help himself.
He can help his own cause. That is 13 steals for the Cubs their last 10 games.
Joe encouraging guys to run a little bit more, taking advantage of situations. They haven't been hitting for a lot of power of late. So you got to make adjustments.
Yank foul to right.
Boy, Monty. Got a big patch open out in right center.
Ball three.
Keyhole it. See, that's what I was talking about with the defensive approach to Jimenez, how you could potentially set yourself up for a big inning. Now he's still, he's got the opposing pitcher up there. Just needs to make a pitch. If he loses them, all of a sudden Zobrist is up there with the bases loaded.
Called strike three.
Pretty fitting.
Montgomery took a big walk in his last start. The 3-1 win over the Pirates. Very emotional moment between innings here in Milwaukee. We are scoreless early. Cubs fans, don't forget to check out the Cubs blog at WGNTV.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Hall of Famer Billy Williams has a big birthday coming up on Friday, June 15th. The big 8-0. Always a good opportunity to relive some of his great Cub moments. Sweet swinging Billy Williams. Still ranks in the top 4 in many big offensive categories. So an early happy birthday, Billy.
Well, yeah, it should be like a birth week.
Right.
Turning 80, you celebrate not just one day. You gotta milk it.
And an on-time birthday greeting, 2 of them actually. Pedro Strop turning 33 today. Drew Smiley's 29. Ball 1 on Travis Shaw. Scoreless tie, second inning. He supplied all the offense the Brewers needed last night with 2 two-run doubles.
He did not start in the Quintana game on Monday. He has really struggled against left-handed pitching, but coming off a big game last night, Rick Counsell deciding to stay with the hot hand.
Way up in the air. And it is Hayward.
The Budweiser Concert Series at Gallagher Way presents their second show of Friday, June 22nd, featuring XRT favorites Big Head Todd and the Monsters. Come out and enjoy a great night of music. Tickets are available at GallagherWay.com/events.
Hernan Perez playing second base. Guessing he would have been in there anyway. Jonathan VR left the game late last night with a minor calf injury.
Uncle Charlie in the house. Has commanded that curveball earlier. Usually means good things. There, the breakdown from his 3 starts this year. First one against the Pirates. And retired the first 13 men he faced.
1-2.
Last 10 starts going back to July 19th of last year. 6-2 with a 2.05 earned run average. And he has allowed 1 or no runs in 8 of those 10 games.
On the hands, and Perez fights it off.
A little juice on that heater today too. And there it is. Last 10 starts. 205 earned run average. Opposing batters hitting just 174 against him.
Game going on right now. Toronto and Tampa Bay, 0-0. Bottom of the 5th. Jay Happ pitching for the Blue Jays. Wilmer Font went 3 1/3 before he got pulled. As chases one in front of the plate. The throw by Jimenez gets into right. It looked to me like Chris did not have a real good angle. A lot of times, that catcher will try to move out toward the mound to get a good angle, and he tried to throw it over the runner, and he threw it over everybody.
And this play, you always look to see whether the base runner was in the lane or not, but he's okay. Yeah, he probably had time to maybe make a step and a half towards the infield and improve his angle.
Strikeout and an error on Jimenez. Perez is in scoring position with 1 out for Eric Kratz. He's hits in all 6 games as a Brewer, including 3 home runs.
Kratz has been in and out of the big leagues, mostly out since 2010. A real journeyman, enjoying a great success here. This little run he's having with the Brewers. He's really simplified his swing. I don't know if he's always done it, but I was watching his BP the other day, and his at-bats in this series. Not a whole lot going on with his lower body. Big, strong guy.
Perez running to third, and he is safe. His 4th. That is the 4th steal combined. This team's getting their running in this afternoon. So another man at third, 1 out situation for Milwaukee. They've gone 0 for 3 here the last 2 days.
Yeah, so this is advanced scouting here. The Brewers have something on Montgomery. Maybe he falls into a pattern. Come set, pitch. Come set, pitch. So you got to start to alternate that a little bit. Take a couple looks back there. Make sure that guy stops his momentum. Don't let him get a running lead.
So Milwaukee here trying to create a run out of nothing. Strikeout, error, steal. Infield was in against Braun in the first. He struck out.
Took a shot with the elevated fastball there. That's a safer pitch to call. You almost never bounce that high fastball. Strikeout pitch from Montgomery. Swing and miss curveball down in the dirt. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go there.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Here comes Hayward, and he leaves his feet, makes the catch. Perez didn't tag. I figured he would tag just because Jason had to leave his feet, whether he caught it or not, but he didn't. 2 down.
Yeah, it's a tough read for a base runner because you want to make sure you can score if the ball gets down. Best of both worlds for Montgomery. Hayward makes a great play for him, and Perez would come about a third of the way down the line, not able to tag up and get home. So he's trying to read it. He's bouncing around back and forth, not sure what to do.
So 2 outs, and here's Arcia. Another ho-hum play by Jason Hayward. It makes it look easy. Just missed the outside corner. Swing and a miss.
Jason's really deep for Arcia. I mean, Arcia's got a little pop in his bat. He hasn't displayed it this year. Off field, he's awfully deep.
You see his batting average has dipped below 200. He's hitless in the series and 7 at bats. And just 2 for 28 on the season against the Cubs. Swing foul.
Perez, Kratz, Arcia, 6, 7, 8 in their batting order. 3 guys that hardly ever walk. So get the jump on them and expand the zone. Arcia may feel more pressure to swing here with the pitcher on deck. So he can swing it a little bit.
That was a direct shot. Jimenez said, "Give me another ball. I'm good." Strip to the second baseman, Zobrist, and Montgomery gets out of it again. 0-0 after 2.
to 97999. Right now in the 300 texter will win a $30 gift card to a Subway restaurant in the Chicagoland area. Subway, so much sandwich.
And this replay is brought to you by IDOT, reminding you that safe driving habits really are a matter of life or death. Learn more at lifeordeathillinois.com. The brat the other night took a tumble, but has a good sense of humor about it.
Yeah. Got that battle scar on the nose there. Those outfits are very top heavy. Once you start going, you're going to go down.
Underway in the third. Ball one to Zobrist.
I wonder if you could designate one of those for assignment. Like if one of the sausages just lost every night and you could send to AAA.
Right. We have selected the contract of double cheeseburger from Biloxi.
Calling up Andui.
Are they going to add a veggie option to the sausage race at some point to get with the times?
It's a good idea. Fosage.
Perez gets Zobrist, who's 0 for 2.
Cubs have matched last night's hit output, a couple of knocks, but Chacin in command as Henderson was for 7 outstanding innings last night. And you go back to the Pittsburgh series, Cubs have not been scoring a lot of runs. They had the one big inning and extra innings here the other night. But overall, last 5 or 6 days, not really thumping it. It's the nature of the game, especially with hitting. It comes and goes.
And for Craig Counsell, in the back of your mind, you're thinking of a couple of missed chances early. You get a run in third with less than 2 outs. Hayward takes a strike on a slider. Officially 39.8% of the time going into this start. Chacin threw that pitch. And he's now gone to 3-1. Bird just landed on the infield grass. That's why Hayward asked for time. Look out.
He's extremely pulled, and he likes that slider a lot. He throws it there on 3-1. So as a hitter, you're like, wow, can really rarely sell out and guess fastball. You're going to have to make an adjustment.
Two comebacker. And a play made by Shaw, the third baseman, and that bird I mentioned got spooked a little bit by that ground ball and started to fly away, and I think Shaw actually hesitated so he wouldn't hit the bird with the throw. Stella with 2 outs. Driven deep to left. 1 makes the play. Tommy has hit the ball hard twice. He's 1 for 2. Scoreless third inning.
will offer fans an exclusive vinyl record ticket package featuring a limited edition 7-inch vinyl with Eddie Vedder's All the Way and Steve Goodman's Go Cubs Go. Sure to be a collector's item. Purchase tickets for this limited offer. Visit Cubs.com/vinyl.
Milwaukee bats in the bottom of the third. It's the pitcher Chacin. Can swing it a little bit, and he puts a ball in play here. Listella will scoop and throw to first for the out. Lorenzo Cain taking a little time to give his pitcher a break. Gets a little funky in here with the day games when the shadows start to creep over the field. It's the price of business when you play in a retractable roof ballpark. Doesn't really cost anything, but some guys have a hard time seeing.
Yeah, but I think they made the right call. Still play outdoor baseball here, but when it's really cold or rainy, you can button it up.
Fan-shaped roof. A lot of the retractable roof ballparks, it's just kind of one big roof that just slides over the ballpark, but this one, it's on kind of fans around the ballpark.
What they're building down in Arlington for the Rangers' new stadium will be a retractable roof. I don't know how it will be engineered. Makes sense down there as well. Brutally hot in the summertime.
Driven deep to left. Schwarber back at the wall, and it's gone. A home run for Lorenzo Cain. Well, they couldn't manufacture a run, so he just said, I'm going to hit one out of the park. It's 1-0.
Well, this Cain-Yelich tandem with the newbies with the Brewers really doing a very nice job at the top of the batting order. Home run number 8 for Lorenzo Cain. Short, compact, powerful swing. And the ball's really carrying well here today. That ball that Aguilar hit in the first inning, and I know he's a big, strong guy too, but it didn't look like he got all that well. It just kept going and going and going, and Cain able to pump his out of here.
Pitch to Yelich is a strike, top of the zone. It's early still, but I'd have to think David Stearns is more than pleased with the Yelich and Cain acquisitions. Cain via free agency, Yelich via trade. I mean, it's a different lineup.
Yeah,
and defensively, they're so good too.
Two winning players, smart players, play hard. Both bring a lot to the table, offensively and defensively. Both can run. Team will should score plenty of runs all summer long. The bigger issue is going to be with their starting rotation. Getting Jimmy Nelson back, and getting Davies healthy, and maybe finding another arm out there in the trade market.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Glenn and JD and our WGN crew, led by Mark Grady, Todd Benjaminson, Vince Lodel, our executive producer Bob Vorwald. 1-0 Milwaukee. Half game separating these two teams atop the NL Central. Cubs have won 8 of the first 10. Just past the halfway point in terms of the season series. It'll go 19 games in total. Braun with a liner to center. And it's hauled in by Ian Happ. Kane with a line drive homer to left. It's 1-0 Milwaukee. Places. Anthony Rizzo has been doing some fine work since the calendar turned to May. We're now in June, and since May 1st, knocking in a ton of runs. And you see the contrast I mentioned earlier. Full plate right now in the shade. Everything else in that shot in the sun.
And for the hitter, it becomes a bigger issue as the shade starts to work its way further across the field.
Ground ball will be picked up by Perez.
Folks, the fourth inning brought to you by Wendy's 4 for $4, now with more choices than ever at participating locations for a limited time. Yeah, because as you look at the field there and you contemplate, the hitter has fractions of a second to make up his mind whether to swing or not. So by the time that ball gets into the shadow now, he's already made up his mind whether to get after it or not. I think as the shadows work closer to the mound, that ball passing from light into dark may present a little bit of a problem picking up spin on breaking balls.
Happ's taking a lot of walks lately. Hasn't been hitting. It's 0-2 on him. And then 4 for 35 over his last 15 games. And he just struck out.
Yeah, back into that funk where he's a little caught in between, because this is a pitch he normally handles. This ball's mid-thigh, an 89-mile-an-hour fastball on the plate.
With the sunglasses on, and he bounces through, and Chacin upset that he didn't grab it. not sure if he let it go and thought maybe there was a shortstop or a middle infielder behind him, but there wasn't. Let's see. Well, he tried to get it.
Down and away sinker. Schwarber beats it into the dirt in front of home plate.
So he had not picked up a hit in his last 6 games. So snaps in 0 for 16.
Third hit of the day for the Cubs, and they've all come after 2 are out and nobody on.
Strike 1 to Baez.
He wishes he had a mulligan on that first pitch fastball.
You got golf on the brain.
U.S. Opens this weekend.
I know. Who do you like?
I'm not good enough to, let some people handicap golf like they do horse racing. Take a look at the course and what kind of player it favors. I could list like 6 of the best players in the world, and
One and 2. Runner at first, 2 outs, 1-0 Brewers. We're in the 4th. Chacín's pitch. Bounce to third. Tough play. Shaw. He'll barehand and throw late. Baez 2 for 2.
Put it in play. Sometimes you get lucky. Second hit of the day for Javi. Double to right center, and that little chopper do or die situation for Shaw. Aguilar does a nice job coming off the bag. Make sure there's no further advance.
Jimenez walked and stole a base in the 2nd inning. Back-to-back 2-out singles. And he takes a strike.
I'll tell you what, I'll say Jordan Spieth. Just to go on the record and not be wishy-washy. I guess we should say Bubba, since he was in our booth recently.
Yes.
We could claim that we gave him good karma.
I'll take him. Well, he's the last golfer I've met. And he's a lefty.
And he plays with the quirkiness of a left-handed pitcher. Chris could pick up his first RBI in a Cub uniform here.
Chacín is not a household name, but he put up a decent ERA with the Rockies over a 6-year period to start his career. 3.78.
Yeah, he was their top guy there for a stretch.
Last year, 32 starts with the Padres. After a very good start this year with Milwaukee. He was begging for that one.
He knows what he's doing out there. He moves the ball to both sides of the plate. Has pretty good command of his stuff.
Good frame by Kratz. They didn't get the call.
If you finish a 6-year run with the Rockies with a sub-4 ERA, you're doing something right now.
Jimenez in the air.
There's the carry.
The ball got to the track, but no farther. And the Cubs strand a couple. It is 1-0 Milwaukee, midway in the fourth. Official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Did you get over to the new axe throwing bar in Milwaukee?
No, I know we
trip?
talked about that this offseason, and no, forgot all about it. Did you go?
I haven't been there yet, but maybe the next trip in September. I don't know.
It's catching on. I think in Canada there's a number of those in the Pacific Northwest. Eddie Vedder's a big axe thrower.
Yes, he is. Just wonder if a fully stocked bar and axe throwing go together.
Yeah, that's an interesting combination.
Yeah. Swing and a miss by Aguilar.
Darts in the pub are one thing, but the whole axe thing is.
Josh Colmenter learned his pitching motion by throwing axes in the woods in Michigan.
It's like a creature out of folklore or something. Out of the Michigan woods, the axe thrower. And when you see his delivery, you go, yeah, as an axe thrower. Right over the top.
Well, they had John Axford here. Maybe he bought into the bar. Very persistent today.
Yeah. Well, he must not be aware of Montgomery's ground ball rate. I think he'd be playing him on the other side of the infield unless he wants to be involved.
We decided Red Wing Blackbird.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Change up. Well, not where he wanted to throw it, but he got away with it. Just about 64% on balls in play on the ground. That one's not.
Smoke to left, dipping, and it's caught. Schwarber.
Hey, Cub fans, everybody in. The best place to spend your summer weekends is, as you know, at Wrigley Field. Plan now and get tickets to weekend matchups against the Reds, Cardinals, and Padres. Support your Cubs to win another division title. Visit Cubs.com. Place your orders today.
You ever been to Battle Axe, Michigan?
I am not. Have you?
I've probably been through there.
Near
Bad Axe.
Sorry,
Bad
Creek?
Axe.
Bad Axe?
Bad Axe.
That's the name of a town.
Yes.
Ooh.
EAD. Next word AXE.
Huh. Mingo was good with the axe. Daniel Boone's sidekick.
Okay. Swinging bunt. Montgomery will make the play to get Shaw.
Monty's doing his thing. And under a little bit of duress, he allowed the Kane home run, but other than that, he's kept him off the board. Long game Monday, and then 4-0 the Brewers win yesterday. Both bullpens pretty well set in terms of the guys that they use to close out leads.
And both teams are off tomorrow. I think everybody should be good to go.
2 nights ago, Josh Hader, their lefty phenom, threw 35 pitches. I'm assuming he's set today. And Brandon Morrow has been up in the bullpen, but he has not appeared in this series.
Popped up, it's Zobrist in the grass. And the Brewers go down in order for the first time today. Let's go to the 5th from Milwaukee. 1-0 for the home team. As we check out these grilled sausages, let's also check out the Cubs' upcoming schedule. Brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram. Off to St. Louis. Night games all weekend. As the Cubs and Cards renew their rivalry.
John Lester, Kyle Hendricks, Jose Quintana in that order for the Cubs in that series. Michael Wacha, Carlos Martinez, Jack Flaherty for St. Louis. All 3 of those guys have sub-3 earned run averages.
2 strikes to Montgomery. Beats him. Looks like the grass here on the infield grew about 3 inches overnight. Balls have really been slowed down today. 1 out. It's Zobrist. First pitch is taken low. Closer that time, didn't get it. Chacin just over 70 pitches as we play here in the 5th inning. Chacin has walked 1, and he's gone 3-0 here on Zobrist. On the count, the Brewers making some adjustments defensively. That's ball 4.
On Wednesday, June 20th, Cubs match up against the Dodgers. First pitch 120, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans receive a Cubs cap presented by Wendella. For details, visit Cubs.com. Third time through. See if they can get something done.
Hayward moved to the 2nd spot on May 31st. And has basically been there since.
Doesn't take a lot of walks, but he hardly ever strikes out.
Yeah, and that walk rate down the last few years. Early in his career, he was up in the low teens. Currently, his walk rate is a little over 8%, about league average. The strikeout rate has continued to go down throughout his career as well. Runner at first, 1-0. Milwaukee leads on a Lorenzo Cain 3rd inning homer.
And I think what he's done a nice job of here in this hot streak he's been on is, we talk a lot about hitters hunting fastballs or hunting, certain pitches and certain kinds. I think he's just hunting pitches that he can handle. Doing a good job. They're not pitching him up and in as much as they did, and that may be because he's moved off the plate a little bit. I'm not sure, but when they go middle away, up a little bit, he usually attacks it. That's his strength.
Travis Shaw was heading to the other side of the field, but then the Brewers dugout said, no, you should stay there. I was thinking if he did that, Hayward might lay down and bunt. Fouled away 2-2, and we'll see if Shaw moves now. Cubs have 4 hits, 1 double. That was Baez in the 2nd. Came with 2 outs. And a full count to Hayward with Stella on deck.
everything away so far.
Zobrist not running, and the ball is bounced foul. Terrible news for Miguel Cabrera. He's done for the season. Ruptured biceps. Cubs will see the Tigers later in interleague play. This time Zobrist runs, and a bouncer foul to first. Future Hall of Famer Miguel Cabrera, 35 years old. He's hitting .299 in 38 games this season. He is signed through 2023. Zobrist goes. Ball four. Back-to-back walks. And Derek Johnson, the Brewer pitching coach, will head out.
Yes. What happens is when you see the lineup for the third time, you start to maybe second guess your stuff a little bit. You think you have to be a little more precise. Don't have any more tricks in your back pocket, stuff that guys haven't seen yet. Tendency in a tight game to pitch away from contact, afraid one big swing of the bat's going to cost you a game. So with all that in play, if you're a patient hitter, you can work a walk. So and Hayward do just that, setting the table for Listella, who has not been patient today. He's been trying to ambush early. He's had two good swings. Ground ball base hit to left first time up, then a deep fly to left last time.
Certainly expect Miguel Cabrera's career to continue next year. One thing this does statistically, it makes it a lot harder for him to get to 3,000 hits. He's at 2676. And as I said, he'll be a shoe-in, probably first ballot Hall of Famer.
One of the best right-handed hitters of all time.
No question. 4 batting titles, 2 home run titles. And yes, he was a shortstop originally. He'll move to third, a little left, to first, some DH. It's a strike. 1-2 on Listella.
Game 1 of this series, Junior Guerra pitched, went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits and 1 run. Chase Anderson last night, 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Scoreless baseball so far here today for Chassin. So the Brewers bullpen gets all the ink, but the rotation guys have stepped up big in this series. Man, is he ever slowing it down.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's a big one for Chassin against a tough hitter. And it will leave things up to Rizzo.
Yeah, and Listella doesn't strike out much. He doesn't chase all that often, just got beat up in the zone.
Strike one to Riz.
Perez out in short right. Arcia remains on the shortstop side of the bag.
Send out happy 45th birthday wishes to Amanda. Don't have a last name, but watching in Carlock, Illinois.
You know who you are.
You know. Happy birthday, Amanda. Pitch outside. 1-1. Bounce to first. Chacin will cover the base, and Rizzo 0 for 3 today. Cubs cannot cash in those 2 walks. Wraps for just $6.99 each. Prices may vary. Additional charge for extras plus applicable tax. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub. 1-0 Brewers. They'll bat in the 5th against Mike Montgomery. Eric Kratz robbed of a hit by Jason Hayward on a nice catch and right in the 2nd inning. There was a runner at 3rd at the time. Missed out on an RBI opportunity and fouls away. Talking about Kratz's interesting career. He went to Eastern Mennonite University. Set a Division III record for career doubles. And in his minor league days, on several different occasions, he thought, what's the point? But he stuck it out, and in his 9th season eventually got to the show. And he's bounced around a lot. Pirates twice, Phillies twice, Blue Jays, Royals. He appeared in 4 games for the eventual World Series champions in 2015. Houston, the Yankees, and now the Brewers. Called strike 3. Mike gave me just enough time
to tell the Kratz story.
Career story.
Story over. Go ahead, finish him off, Mike. You're good. People probably don't realize that we coordinate with the players sometimes.
Happy 19th to Noah Silver, watching and rooting on the Cubs. Right at Zobrist. Arcia is out. Since the Kane home run, that's 7 straight retired by Montgomery.
Zobrist continues to play errorless baseball.
Scene shows bunt, takes a strike. Career 192 with 8 extra base hits. Montgomery really in a groove, making his 4th start. Came in with an ERA of about 1 in his first 3 assignments. Bluffed by La Stella, throw to Rizzo, and that's it. They go quickly in the 5th. Budweiser. Bang the drum, or bang on the drum. That gets you dancing, Jay.
Yeah, it's this one always gets you going.
Bud Fan Cam on this Wednesday afternoon. Ian Happ swings at the first offer, and it'll be hauled in by Kane, his counterpart in center.
It's really a good life motto to live by. I don't want to work.
Just bang on the drum.
Yeah. Cubs have out hit him 4-2. Schwartz is getting rid of the shades.
Got to make adjustments. And it's a strike. Cubs held to 2 hits last night, tying their season low. They had 2 hits in a 1-0 defeat at Cincinnati on April 2nd. It's the 5th time they've been shut out.
It's a tough pitch. You know, it doesn't have a lot of downward tilt. It's got a lot of movement to it. He starts it off the plate. Easy to give up on. Well, he did have a little more depth than some of the other ones. But, 2 really well-placed breaking balls. Another quick pitch.
Single in the 4th. Snapped an 0 for 17 for Kyle. You've got him going deep at some point, so he's only got a couple more chances.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to remind everybody of that until he hit it. Go, baby.
Maybe that'll be the one. No. Kane cruising.
Ain't too proud to beg. The 6th inning is brought to you by Meyer, true Chicago fans.
Todd Rundgren's son, Rex.
Yeah.
Was a minor league player. Trying to find Rex. One and one to count. 9 minor league seasons. Played some independent ball. Was an infielder. Never met Todd, but when I was working with the Marlins, his son was in their system, so I could have asked him
Yeah.
how he came up with that tune. Alas.
Speaking of celebrity baseball players, see in the recent draft, the guy who played Biff on Back to the Future, was it Biff the bully?
Yeah.
His kid was drafted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that guy's great. I can't think of the actor's name, but you'll Google it. That's foul right at home plate. Thomas F. Wilson. Does that sound right?
I would have no clue. And the Google machine's running slow all of a sudden. But I'll go with that. I'll accept your answer.
Swing and a miss. Chassin shutting him out through 6. run in the third. And our fourth drive of the game is the only run so far.
Eighth home run of the year for Canes. 2 out of 2 today. Singled back in the first. Also stole a base. And Monty able to breeze through the bottom of the order in the fifth. And now he's got the top of the order for the third time. Not a lot of base runners since that Kane home run.
He's back with his original organization on a 5-year deal. And he waits on a 1-0. It is a strike.
Yeah, the Brewers, obviously they had their sights set on Kane and were willing to commit 5 years to him. He's 32, so there's a good chance by the end of this deal he won't have a whole lot left in the tank.
Very nice 7-year run with Kansas City. ALCS MVP 2014, All-Star the following year. And Kane went around. It's 2-2.
289 lifetime hitter, 346 on base. 15 home runs last year. His best season in terms of home runs 2015 when he hit 16. Complete player, speed, some power, and a really good defender.
Draws the walk. High-speed replay is powered by Xfinity. They meant business today in a sausage race. I think all the early stolen bases motivated them.
Yeah, this is a very competitive race. Looks like they're trying to set a slow pace early. And watch this move here by Brock to the inside to challenge Italian. Late move by Polish, but Italian hangs on for the win.
A strike to Yelich. Kane, single, steal, homer, walk. So Rizzo will try to keep him tight over there at first. Anthony does something that I think is kind of sneaky in a good way. He comes off the base, and what it can do to a runner sometimes is they lose their bearing, because a lot of times they're gauging their lead based on where the first baseman is, not the bag necessarily. So you can maybe have a guy take an extra step than he's used to taking, and then when that throw comes over, Rizzo just slides back to the base.
Yeah, you can also impede his view towards home plate a little bit, and especially with a left-handed pitcher on the mound where he's looking at you as a first baseman. This Bobby Valentine used to do this all the time when he was managing, and he'd have his first baseman play well off the base and then feint back towards the bag.
Double play chance, and they turn it. 4-6-3.
Well, it was this combination back in the first inning when Craig Counsell started Kane with Yelich batting to stay out of the double play. This time Kane's not on the move, and it turns into a 4-6-3. First guy sure, second man quick, gets the job done. But yeah, so what Valentine would do, I remember John Olerud was very adept at it. Fake like he was going back to the bag, and almost every time the base runner would go with him. So the base runner is going back to the base as the pitch is being delivered, essentially nullifying any kind of a secondary lead or jump you're going to get on a ball in play.
Into the right field corner, but it'll twist out of play.
What's going on out there? Crazy hijinks. Missed by much. So the Brewers stay here. They're off tomorrow as well. And then they got the Phillies in town for 3.
One and one to Braun. Nice pick. And Stella. The inaugural Cubs-Brewers Wives game yesterday, won by the Brewers Wives 10-3, and sausage race. Everybody's okay. Nobody was hurt in the production of that video.
Spaz there. What the heck is going on?
Done after 6 and 100 pitches. Montgomery 79 pitches through 6, but his day is going to end not because of anything he's done, but because of where the Cubs are in their batting order. And Jeremy Jeffress will take over here in the 7th. Jimenez and then Addison Russell on deck for Montgomery.
And very much like game 1 of this series, when Junior Guerra was outstanding for 6 innings, and then Craig Counsell went to his bullpen. It didn't pan out for the Brewers on that occasion, but this formula has been very successful for them this year. They've got a lights out bullpen like the Cubs, and Jeffress a big part of it.
He leads all major league relievers with a 0.55 earned run average. 32 previous appearances. Charged with runs in only 2. And on the hands as Jimenez fights it off. 0-2.
A lively heater for Jeffress. Real good curveball and a plus changeup.
Cubs have a really good bench available today. They normally do, but Russell on deck, Almora, Bryant, and Contreras also not in the starting lineup. And I think for Joe, Josh Hader looming, he's got those weapons. Possibly for Stella, maybe Schwarber. Justin Wilson up. Hold on the ground to the shortstop. And Marcia slings to first. Time now to see who's got momentum, brought to you by First Midwest Bank.
Diamondbacks pen leads the way, but right behind them, the Brewers and the Cubs in terms of bullpen ERA. Astros, Yankees. Astros have had some issues closing out some games. The Yankees bullpen is on pace to set the all-time record for strikeouts by a major league pen.
First Midwest Bank Connect with a momentum maker today. Here's Russell in the pinch. One-zip Milwaukee. They won 4-0 last night. This has been a season series of shutouts. The Cubs have shut out the Brewers 5 times. Toward third, and Shaw will throw late. Another infield hit for the Cubs.
Well, not much, but it was something, and it's a base runner with 1 out. Adding now 2 out of 3 as a pinch hitter. Other pinch hit was a home run.
One on, one away. Russell held by Aguilar. And Jeffress will check on him. Bill Venable. A couple of words for Russell. Bryant Butterfield across the way.
I think Addy saw that ball get behind Kratz. Initially blocked it, but then it trickled through, and Addy was heading back to the base.
His mask caught the spikes. One.
Well, pitching the order of the day, the Jays and the Rays are scoreless. Bottom of the 9th in Tampa.
It was 2-0 Atlanta over the Mets earlier. Plays Zobrist around the left in the outfield.
Talked earlier, Cubs have been running a bit more lately. A little hit and run here, perhaps. Nope.
Another throw to first. Pace has really slowed down. Russell on, representing the tying run. 7th inning.
Check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer, like the Dell EMC Legends Suite, which includes an all-inclusive suite experience, and best of all, a visit from a former Cub player. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs. It's 2 out of 2, doesn't steal a lot of bases. To play shortstop, he's got great instincts, he's got quick feet, great range, but he doesn't have blazing speed.
Full count.
Jeffress generates plenty of swings and misses, but with Zobrist in the box, I think this is a go situation. Count on him taking ball 4, or at least putting the ball in play.
There he goes. And it's foul.
Could probably get a little more in terms of his lead. You remember when he first came to the big leagues, he could take a huge lead, and they had to shorten him up a little bit.
Fly ball to left. Easy play for Ryan Braun, and a one-handed. Russell will trot back to first. 2 outs, and it's Hayward. $39,822 packed into Miller Park today.
Brewers have enjoyed the second biggest boost in attendance over last year, trailing just the Astros. And I imagine these Cub games here have had a lot to do with it.
It's a strike. Hayward walked in the 5th. 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Hitting .311 away from Wrigley Field this season. Jeffress set, hands low. Kick, pitch. 0-2.
Josh Hader has begun to warm up in the Brewer bullpen. Just in case this thing gets to Rizzo, he'll probably be the guy. And if Jeffress gets out of it, then he will be the guy in the 8th. Cubs won the ball game Monday. It was the first time this year that the Brewers have lost a game in which they were leading after 6 innings.
Also first time they had lost when leading after 7, and their first loss in a game in which Hader appeared. They're making him work. 18 pitches and counting for Jeffress. Brewers 40-27. Cubs 38-26. Winning every game in this series. Just a half game separating the two clubs. Russell goes this time, and Hayward strikes out. 7th inning stretch time from Milwaukee. It's still 1-0 Brewers.
Join the team that enjoys responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser.
Left-hander Justin Wilson.
He's been in a very good groove for an extended period of time now. Has that ERA down to 2.28.
Facing Jesus Aguilar. He's flied to the warning track in left and lined to left. 0 for 2.
Scoreless inning on Monday for Wilson. He allowed a leadoff double and then struck out 3 in a row.
Wilson, 30 years old. From Clovis, California. That's the Fresno area. He pitched at Fresno State. Three and one.
We're seeing fastballs and sliders from Justin. Backspin on his four-seamer. Stays true, stays on plane, gets a lot of late swings, guys underneath it, popping it up. Overall, the walk rate is still quite high, but a lot of that was early on.
Baez can't get it. And Aguilar is aboard.
They were playing him to pull in a traditional shortstop position. Javi gobbles that one up easily. Strong pull way over towards the hole. A long way to go. Would have been interesting if he had gloved it, because with his arm and Aguilar's speed, there was a chance, and he's still nicked up. Yeah. Justin might step off here. Play on.
Yeah, he's in pain.
Yeah,
swing and a miss by Shaw.
I mean, if the ball's hitting his direction, I don't know if he's going to be able to go get it.
Well, these are huge innings. They feel bigger when you're leading, but when you're only down 1, you have any shot to come back against a bullpen of this caliber, your bullpen has to be just as good. And it was on Monday.
Yeah, this is the definition of a high leverage situation. 1-run ball game, 7th inning. Dangerous hitter and Shaw. He has not hit a home run against a left-handed pitcher this year. He's got 14 on the season, but all off of right-handers. The only pitch he probably does damage on is a mistake breaking ball.
Little reset. Take a breath.
See that 528 OPS against left-handed pitching. Not good at all. Good heater down and away here. Outer third down around the knees. Just tried, just didn't get it.
So some trouble here in the 7th. Fallout Boy is coming home to play Wrigley Field Saturday, September 8th, with special guests Rise Against and Machine Gun Kelly. Don't miss out on the final concert of the season at Wrigley Field. Tickets are on sale now at Cubs.com/concerts. Well, it was Monday night when Wilson gave up a double to Perez to start the 7th, and then he struck out the final 3 batters of the inning. Faces Hernan with 2 men on and nobody out. Jim Hickey on the phone with the bullpen. Steve Cishek cranking it up. Infield, the corner men in, guarding against a bunt and a strike called.
Yeah, you could go get Cishek now and bring him in for Perez, but you'd likely face Thames.
The way it's gone for the Brewers, getting that guy in from third with less than 2 outs, Craig Counsell probably will just ask these guys to swing away here. And he does, and fouls.
Yeah, it just depends on how he wants to manage his bench here in the later stages of the game. You know, if he were to bunt guys over, he would probably hit for Kratz. Know who he has on his bench that he'd feel real comfortable about putting the ball in play. You're always worried about the strikeouts. Once you give up an out to advanced base runners, you got high strikeout guys waiting. It doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Teams with the lead tend to guard their resources a little bit more than teams that are trying to come from behind. You know, when you're trailing in this situation, you go all out, try to take every advantage. You're willing to empty the bench to come back.
Low and in.
The typical conversation around these situations too is, well, it's the left-right platoon advantage, but you know, the modern game, there's so much data available it's not just left right. It's how does this guy handle velocity? Is he better against breaking stuff? Does he have a history against his pitcher?
Can I get a ground ball off him? Got him. Looking.
Looked like he was ready. It was kind of late getting set there. Had no choice but to take this pitch, and seems sneaky. I talked about the backspin on his four-seam fastball. He hides the ball well. He is a hard thrower, but even with that, I think he's sneaky. Ball gets on guys more quickly than they anticipate.
Talk about the mask-wearing union, but you know, Kratz and Jimenez, they've been at this a long time. Career backup catchers.
Is David Ross now the patron saint of backup catchers?
He's
the guy they all aspire to be. Have an annual convention every year. The backup catchers all gather.
Yeah. Someday you too, Eric Kratz, can be on Dancing with the Stars. Starters were both excellent. Montgomery 6 innings 1 run. Chacin 6 innings no runs.
Could have been called a strike, bottom of the knees, but could go either way. Jim Reynolds, the veteran, crew chief. Hasn't been a whole lot to complain about with his work back there today.
Inning started with an Aguilar single. Shaw walked. Perez took a call third, and now it's 3-2 to Kratz. Marcia on deck. Be a provocative move here, but maybe Craig Counsell will send his runners. They are not going, and Kratz hits a ground ball. Estella's got it. Throw to second, 1 to first, 2. Wilson gets out of it, and we go to the 8th inning. It's still 1-0 Brewers. This Father's Day, give Dad the gift of baseball with MLB.tv. Watch baseball live or on demand on his favorite supported devices. Save 50% now through Father's Day. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. It's getting late. 8th inning, and the Cubs facing Josh Hader. They got a run off him. They hand him a blown save on Monday.
And the numbers are crazy for Hader. 72 strikeouts in 37 innings.
Albert Almora batting for La Stella.
Yeah, you know a guy's nasty when you take the bat out of La Stella's hands. We talk all the time about how he handles velocity, but this is the next level in terms of that angle for left-handed hitters. Righties have a fighting chance. Made the Hayward base hit off of him to score a run the other day. So impressive. Pass at it.
Yeah, he likes to hit the fastball. 0-2.
And the lower arm slot that Hader comes from, slings it up there. A good slider to go along with that four-seam fastball.
Got him.
Throughout his minor league career, Hader was primarily a starting pitcher, and that was the debate with the Brewers when they brought him up. It would be short term in the bullpen and then morph him into a starter, or leave him out there, and he's become such an effective weapon. I don't think there's any plans to mess with that now, maybe down the road.
Brewers are 15-7 in one-run games. Cubs are 6-10. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. But we pointed out anyway.
Well, they'll give us the information. We might as well share it.
Yep.
Birthday boy.
Yeah, Pedro turning 33 today.
Shaq has been up and down and back up again.
Count 2-1 to Rizzo.
Anthony will let the count dictate his approach. Down on the end of the knob, still thinking about doing damage. Certainly will be now in 3-1.
Three and two to Rizzo. One out, nobody on. 8th inning. Here it comes. Called strike 3. Rizzo. It's right in Jim Reynolds' face.
Pitches that could have gone either way. And Anthony having a tough at bat, really battling Hader. But the ball was either down or out or a combination of both. And to Reynolds' credit, he takes the heat and everybody stays in the game.
It's been very easy for him to kick somebody out, and he didn't.
Grid had it on the corner at the knees, pitch number 6 there.
And again, that's one where Kratz moved his glove, so it looks
Yeah, from the side it looks worse than it was, and I get Anthony's point of view too. It was a borderline pitch.
To Ian Happ, and that stung. For shin.
Certainly with the ability to turn around a Hader fastball, he's just got to get one in a good spot. Try to elevate it. That's one he's got to lay off if it's up above the hands. Got it down for him.
Moved into right. So Happ on with 2 down. And we'll bring up Kyle Schwarber.
And Russell have been used. Bryant and Contreras remain. You wonder why not one of the righties here. Well, you can certainly understand it. Joe's thinking maybe lightning in a bottle with Schwarber's power. Not like righties have had a lot of success against Hader either. And Schwarber with the ability to work a walk. And you've got to keep some bats available for the guys in the bottom of your lineup too. Like Knable getting ready for his assignment.
Right, you've got Bryant and Contreras still available. If you had 4 or 5 guys available, you might pinch hit here. But probably still going to have to pinch hit for Jimenez and a pitcher. Potentially. Back in it. It looked like it was off the plate. It's 2-2.
Yeah, you know, that's a legitimate beef there for Kyle. We see this all the time with him.
Big swing pitch. It goes 2-2 instead of 3-1. Short lead by Happ. The pitch. It's low.
Last couple of times Kratz has called for that high fastball. Hader has not been able to execute. Left it down a little bit, and Happ hit the bloop single. That time missed badly. Now Happ will be on the move here.
We're going to keep Aguilar at the bag just to shorten up Happ a bit.
Yeah, to tighten him up a little bit, and that will allow him to guard the line as well. See Kyle turn on one.
Swing and a miss to end the inning. All the outs were strikeouts, and it's still 1-zip Milwaukee in the 8th. he didn't like. It was right on the corner on our pitch tracks. And chatting with Joe Madden about their conversations with Jim Reynolds. Neither guy got tossed, thankfully. Steve Cishek now in the ball game. Albert Almora stays in. Plays center. And Ian Happ moves to third. And a strike to Arcia.
Cishek for the 32nd time, a 1.88 ERA. It's been an outstanding year for him so far.
Ground ball toward the middle. Baez spins, throws, and he's safe. Arcia's got a hit.
Nearly spectacular from Baez. Just couldn't finish it off. Arcia runs well. Range, arm, just a little high with the throw.
Thames announced, and Joe will make a change. So a short day's work for Cishek, and that is Brian Dunsing. We'll be right back. Joe on occasion will do this. He's going to put him in left. Schwarber's out of the game. Dunsing will pitch to Thames, and then he's got the option to use Cishek again to pitch in this inning.
It's kind of fun. Brian Dunsing has been a rough go for him of late. He's allowed 9 earned runs this year, and 8 of them have come over his last 7 or 8 appearances. He gave up 4 to the Pirates on Sunday in a third of an inning.
A strike to Thames, the pinch hitter. Swing and a miss.
Well, it's kind of the old Travis Wood move, and seen Joe do this on multiple occasions. And if Brian gets Thames, he'll probably run out and play left, and Cishek will come in for Kane. Dunsing will be available for Yelich if need be.
First time in Cishek's big league career he's played any other position than pitcher.
So if you're Steve Cishek, is your thought, man, I hope they hit me one. I'd love to make a play. Or please, please, please don't hit one in my direction.
I'm guessing he's got feelings in both directions.
I'm going to go with choice B. This is a primary focus.
Swing and a miss. Thames is out.
Well, there we go. He's coming out, letting Jim Reynolds just he's just flip-flopping Dunsing with Cishek.
Steve will get another glove, get rid of his sunglasses.
Oh, he actually changed gloves to go out there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I watched him go into the dugout, and he was pointing at somebody. So I thought, I don't know if he's coming out of this game.
Pass the glasses over to Dunsing.
That's awesome. I love it. Craig Counsell would like a little bit of an explanation, maybe about the warm-ups here.
Yeah. How many does he get? He never left the game. He left the position. And I would think common sense would prevail here, and that's probably what Reynolds is saying. Well, we're going to give him a couple at least.
On bona fide play of the game, Lorenzo Cain. Single, steal, go ahead homer, and a walk for Cain. Wrap your hands around the original Italian beef of the Chicago Cubs at one of the 25 Bona locations.
Found an outfielder's glove for Dunsing.
Thought they were going to try to sneak Will Venable into the game since he is an outfielder.
So it must feel like Cain is more likely to hit the ball to the outfield than the pull side in the air against Cishek.
Swing and a miss.
I wonder if it goes through the hitter's head at all too, that I'm really going to try to pull one.
It's different.
I remember Phil Garner telling the story they did in Pittsburgh years ago when he was playing. It was Teak, Kent Colby, and Teak, big gangly, ran around like a baby giraffe, and the ball was hit up in his direction. In Candlestick Park in San Francisco with the wind howling. Yeah, it's quite an adventure.
Inside, almost hit him.
I think he made the play though.
Well, there are two parts to this. There's the strategy part, try to match up here in the inning, and then I think the other thing that Joe likes as a side benefit is that pitchers then can tell all these stories about playing the outfield, and it creates a little confidence and chatter in the clubhouse. It's just fun. Good breaking ball from Cishek.
Well, yeah, and the strategy in terms of right left, and also you're in a one-run game, you end up tying going extra innings. This way you don't have to use as many relievers.
Right. Cain, I think, was really begging, and I think he thought he was going to get called out on strikes there and wasn't. Just watch his body language. That's the I'm out. No, right here.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not stepping towards the dugout, and I wasn't.
Fouled off. Rizzo had a little friendly chat with Jim Reynolds during one of the pitching changes. Goes the runner, and a late swing by Kane. He pulled that ball right out of the glove of Jimenez to stay alive. Takes off. Kane fouls again. Travis Wood against, was it Seattle on Sunday night, made a great catch up against the brick wall at Wrigley. And he didn't have his shirt on.
He did, yeah. Got an awful rash going into the Ivy without. He was one of the better athletes / pitchers in the game. Knee, is that what got Travis this spring? Didn't he blow out a knee? Or?
So, yeah.
Getting his sprint work in here on the move, and all these 3-2 pitches. Kane keeps fouling them off. Check. Working hard. Does he try to sneak that elevated cheese by him?
Zobrist will pick it up. Runner at second now with 2 outs.
All right, Brian. It's your turn.
Cishek will come out of the game. There are limits on how many times you can do this. Contreras will come in and play left. Dunsing will pitch.
Non-traditional pitching change. Joe just kind of waving him in from in front of the dugout.
Another quick chat between Reynolds and Counsell.
Yeah, I didn't count Cishek the second time, how many he took. Get a full allotment, or maybe Reynolds would just encourage, hey, when you're ready, let's go.
And Brian says he's ready. Cishek gave up the infield hit to Arcia. Dunsing came in, struck out the pinch hitter Thames with Cishek in left. Steve then got Kane on the ground out with Dunsing playing the outfield. And now Brian back to the mound with Wilson Contreras in left.
Which for a left-handed hitter has always hung in there and competed well against left-handed pitching.
Fly ball to left. And it's the new left fielder, Contreras, drifting, and he runs it down.
Always find the new guy.
Cishek saying, I'd have caught it. Brewers strand one. We go to the ninth inning. It's 1-0. Joe Madden and Brandon Hyde discussing the lineup card. And it's Corey Knebel.
Yeah, Knebel, the closer, had a big year last year. He's 5 out of 7 so far this year, but he's much more get-toable than Hader. 12 2/3 innings. He spent a bunch of time on the disabled list earlier. Brought his hamstring against the Cubs early in the year. No easy task. Good heater. Real good curveball.
The Cubs closer Brandon Morrow is up, hoping he'll get a shot to pitch in the bottom of the ninth. One nothing Brewers. 3 outs to go. Cubs try to rally against Knebel. 1-1. Tobias.
Inning and third Monday for Knebel. No hits, no runs, a walk, a couple of strikeouts, a lot of breaking pitches out of the zone. So you're going to try to lay off that, force him into the zone. Like that.
Blistered right to Kane. And a knuckling liner.
That's good work by Javi. And got the breaking pitch in the zone, put a good swing on it, just didn't get the desired result.
Jimenez here. 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base.
Good hack. Just a little late on 97.
It looks like Joe is committed to giving Chris Bryant the entire day off. He's been scuffling.
Not to say the same thing.
They busted out for 5 runs in the 11th to win the game Monday night and have not scored since. Lost 4-0 in game 2. They trail 1-zip in game 3. Starters are the pitchers of record, Chacin and Montgomery. This will be a tough loss for Mike. He was really good.
Yeah, he's been nothing but good since moving into the rotation.
Struck him out. So first at bat for Contreras today will come with 2 outs in the 9th. Cubs 5-series winning streak on the line. Brewers trying to beat them in back-to-back games for the first time this season.
That'll be back-to-back losses for the Cubs for the first time in a while, right? Cleveland, maybe? 22nd, 23rd of May, they lost back-to-back to the Indians.
Shut out in consecutive games on the first road trip of the year in Miami and Cincinnati. And the 0-1 from Knebel. 0-2. The bullpen has been at its best today. Jeffress, then Hader, and now Knebel. He has gone 0-2 on Contreras. Here's the pitch, and he struck him out. And a unique swing by Contreras. And the Brewers take 2 out of 3 and have a game-and-a-half lead in the division. Final score today, Milwaukee 1 and the Cubs 0.